A few weeks ago, Dollywood announced Big Bear Mountain, the park's largest single investment ever. The new coaster will be the park's 10th, and it's set to open in 2023, so let's talk about it. So let's look into what this new ride is going to be about. It'll be built in the back of the Wildwood Grove area of the park, which is Dollywood's newer kids area. The coaster will be the park's longest, covering 3,990 feet of track, and will be built by Vekoma. It will also reach speeds of 48 miles an hour and a height of 66 feet. It'll be using 3 different launches. The ride will run up and around the entire area, going over pathways, through tunnels, and around some rockwork theming. Now, the ride itself is going to be themed after a search for a fictional giant black bear that is said to be roaming the mountain behind Wildwood Grove. Now, after watching the highlights released from the park, this is definitely going to be a true family coaster, and it probably won't feature too many extreme elements. At first glance, it gives some resemblance to Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando, but I think that ride has some sharper elements. Now, that's not to say that a family coaster should be disappointing, but it should be understood that this is not going to be specifically built for enthusiasts, but the families that really drive Dollywood's base. Not to say that enthusiasts won't enjoy it, but you gotta know who it's aimed at. The ride will also include on-ride sound to give a bit of storytelling and or sound effects throughout. Now, it's a bit of an interesting choice for the park, as Fire Chaser Express is somewhat similar in style and height. I think the added length and design should separate it a bit, more of a stepping stone ride as kids advance through those family rides to the more thrill levels, and the lower height restrictions should allow many to enjoy it. I think this is really going to wrap up Wildwood Grove nicely. It should take up much of the remaining space in the area, so don't expect any more additions anytime soon here. So overall, I think it's a really good addition, but it's a little bit repetitive. I think something a bit more thrilling would have been a perfect fit. The other point I want to make is actually about the manufacturer. Now, I spoke about how Vekoma is becoming more of a player in the American market, as we've seen them announce the Tilt Coaster coming to Texas. And now entering one of the big chains, I am more and more convinced that Vekoma will break out soon with multiple new additions yearly. Personally, I'm very hopeful we'll see some of their wildly popular launch coasters make their way over to our favorite parks. Just wait until Kings Island replaces Vortex with a 200-foot Vekoma, and we can all remember that it started at Dollywood with Big Bear Mountain. Now, that's going to wrap it up for the week, but if you want my full rundown for all the Cedar Fair editions coming to their parks in 2023, make sure to check it out on the channel. That came out last week. And until next week, that's all from the shores of Island Coasters.